Hello, how's everybody doing today? So, Session 5 of the MYA, sorry, the Mass Sigma Reduction Resolutions. We have Aline, Grace, Iris. I apologize for messing up your name. Iris, we have Myra, Mika, Samantha, Sean, and Steven. So I'm really glad for you guys' attendance today. Today, what I'm going to go over is resolutions. Also, I do apologize if I stutter a bit. I was born with the stutter, so if I stutter here and there, I apologize. I will also repeat myself. That's the reason why. So my name is Miguel. I believe you saw me. If you came to the last meeting, I was also there. Today, I also have Ureli next to me as well on this video screen. And then in the background, we also have Telly, and she'll be answering your questions as well in the polls. So throughout the process, go ahead, if you can, unmute yourself. If you want to speak, go ahead. I really promote that. If you don't want to speak, that's totally fine. Just like last time, as well, you could just do it in the chat box, okay? And then we'll do our best to reply the chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. All right. So what would be today we'll be covering over the stakeholders for each students are from. We'll go over what is a resolution. It'll be a little review. I believe you guys also went over the fourth session. We went over resolution and also the process of writing a resolution. So pretty simple. We'll get through it today and it'll be all right. And so what cities will we cover? We'll be covering the Riverside and the San Bernardino County. So we have Corona, Fontana, Chino Hills, Rancho Cucamonga, Riverside, and Moreno Valley. If I am missing one of the cities that you guys are from, go ahead and email us after, and I can definitely provide the information. So really quickly, I put it the Riverside County, and you can see how really big it is. We have Marietta, it goes all the way to Upland, Springs, and to the desert. It's a very, and then for San Bernardino, I'm not sure. Let me see if I could do that quickly. All right. So San Bernardino County, hold on, give me a second. Will be from all the way up here, and it goes pretty much up. Okay, the boards may be, but that's kind of the idea. Okay, next page. So right now we're gonna go over the city council, and the goal is, I apologize, I keep drawing. I did not mean to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
Drawings. There we go.
There you go.
Yes. Thank you very much, Riley. I apologize for that. So we're gonna see who represents each district in Riverside County. Hopefully, I found all of them, and hopefully we help us out. So first, what is the city council? Do you know who your city council member is? So your last homework, you were supposed to find out city council. I did receive about maybe 3 or 4 of the respondents. And right now we're going to launch a poll. So very quickly, so yes or no, and just go ahead and answer them for me, please. And be honest, totally okay. I just want to know where everybody's at the moment. Give about 10 more seconds. We're about 75%, 88%. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to close the poll already. We are 100% already voted. I'm going to close that and let me share it. So at the moment, we have 38% that know who this city council, who their city council member is, who, at least one person, and we have 60% that says no, and that's totally fine. I understand you didn't do your homework, but today we're actually going to go over that for that same exact reason. Okay, let me close this poll, hide it up. All right, let's continue. So your city council member, they oversee city wards or districts. And a ward or / districts are used to divide the city into sections. So here, as an example, I have Riverside. I have the actual Riverside city on the map, and this is the border of all the Riverside city. We have the wards. So if you can see, it's identical to the map. It is divided. So we have Ward 4 at the bottom, going up, Ward 3 in the middle, Ward 1 on top, and then we have 5, 6, and 7 on the bottom left. So that what is a ward or district. I believe Riverside is the only one that uses ward for looking at the information. It would be outside of your districts. but they are the same exact things. All right, any questions so far? If you do, write in the question, write in the chat. Give that about 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to continue, and if you have questions, we'll get back to it. Okay. Council, city council members, also known as the, sorry, I apologize, the town council or board of aldermen. They are tasked with representing the interests of the constituents. I apologize, I can't say that word. And basically, what that means, they're representing the people. So after that little image, represent. Apologize, backward. Go back to that slide. They represent the people. So your opinions and your ideas do matter, and that's why we have city council members so they can represent your ideas. So for the Riverside City Council, as we saw earlier, there are a total of 7 wards. So we have Aaron Edwards, Andy Melendrez, Ronaldo Free, Chuck Condor, Gabby Placencia, Jimmy Perry, Steve Hemming, and I've messed up names again. And change for the council. So I was able to, based on my time. So we have Wes Speak from District 5, Scott, and Carrillo. And there's also the photos of them as well. So for Jason Scott, he's also the mayor and in charge of District 3. He was a teacher for 10 years and elementary school principal for 30 years. I was also doing a little more research on him as well. And he has also set up places at the park where individuals can drop off needles or any other medical. So I think he will also be a very great individual. So we contact through capacity resolutions, at least in Corona. So I was able to do a little research on one at the Corona City Council member. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to pick one of these council members, Google them, research them, and see what they actually are promoting, what are the initiatives they passed, what resolutions they have passed, what ordinances they have passed. Okay. I'm going to continue. This is the Corona district. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I believe we have 1 or 2 students from Corona that should be listening. So I'm not even here, but that council member is the one that's going to represent you since you live in that the city district. If you live in 4, you will like contact 4, even if as well if you members in the control district 2, if you believe they align more with what our plans for the resolution should be, you can go ahead and contact them as well and do some research. So for the Mona Valley Council members, we have Victoria Baca, Dr. Carl David Marquez, and Ulysses Caberia. And these are also the photos of them. I wasn't able to do extra research on them, and I do apologize for that. But that's where a little bit of your homework is going to come in. The Mona Valley City distribution of the councils districts. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And as Gan said earlier, go ahead and look where you live at and try to contact the member and see what they are promoting as well. So at the end of the presentation, go ahead and download this document so you can see what district you do live in. We have the Rancho Cucamonga City Council as well, because we do have a student from Rancho Cucamonga. We have Ryan H. Hutchin, Kristen D. Scott, and Sam Spagnolo. I believe that's that incorrectly, but yeah. So he's a council member. We had District 2 right here and District 3. This is the council. Sorry, I mislabeled the title. I apologize. The districts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 4 is pretty big. 2, so is 2, and so is 1. In the middle. So of course, wherever you live, go ahead and do research on the number that represents your. We have the council members. We have John B. Roberts, Jesus Jesse Sandoval, Philip Quatran, and Jesse Amin that is. And I believe I mispronounced that name as well. So we have the Fontana City District as well. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you are living in Fontana at the moment, go ahead and look at that chart so you can see what district you are living in. Okay. Don't worry, we're almost done with this whole district parts, we wrapping up real quickly. We like 2 more slides. So we have Chino Hill, we have Ray Marquise, Peter Rogers, Mayor Art Bennett, Brian Joss, and Cynthia Moran. So you see at the moment, actually is the mayor. So the mayor can also be a city council member as well. They don't, they'll also be a city council member. And this is lineup for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you're living in Chino Hills, go ahead and take a look at that. So you see what district you're living in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe is 5. All right, so let's take, so we're done with all the cities. So hopefully that wasn't too boring for you guys. I apologize. I know he's looking at charts isn't the funnest thing to do. But right now we'll look at the stakeholder homework. So you guys were given homework last week, and I was given 3. So we have Chad Wilderson, who's the treasurer of the city of Corona, and that was given by Hiram Lee. Thank you very much. I haven't mispronounced your name again. Thank you very much for contributing to the work. We have Norm Ianfield, the superintendent of the CVUSD school district, Grace Sue. She also gave information that I believe he has been supportive of getting rid of like narcotics at the school districts as well. So I believe he was very supportive as well. And we had Jess Armendez. He's the mayor and city council member. He is pushing towards maintaining safety and good quality of life in the neighborhood across Fontana. That was given by Sean Utuk. So what you 3 did is very great. You guys all provided a little bit of information about the city council member or about a stakeholder and about the policies. So I really commend you for that. You guys went above and beyond and we've given very little instructions. So other state stakeholders, I know we've talked about earlier in the past presentations, but I kind of just want to review real quick. So who do you believe is stakeholder for this program? Please let me know in the chat. So if you can, please in the chat, let me know who do you believe would be a good stakeholder for this. And we'll give that a minute or 2. So real quick, we have consumers, local community, suppliers, employers, government, other regulators, that'd be city council members, management, environmental bodies, otherwise bodies. So even school districts would be great as well to be stakeholders.
And Miguel, we have one comment in the chat. So local addiction treatment centers would be another stakeholder, right?
Yeah, that'd be great. That's a great one as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Irene. Some more examples could be other students that you go to school with, parents, other people who you know, care about safety and care about your city. So yeah, good idea, guys.
That's amazing. So it can be as well as your local community watch force or neighborhood watch programs as well.
And now Sheen gave another comment. He said vendors for substances such as cigarettes. So yeah, technically they are stakeholders. They would just be the opposing stakeholder of what we would be trying to pass. But yes, good answer.
But of course, we're gonna have people that want to, and the people that are gonna want stakeholders that are going to be against us. But we're gonna want to have more for us than against us, as we saw in the previous documents that you guys filled out last week as well. So yeah, so I just clearly want to go over that. Thank you guys for contributing to the chat and the questions. Hopefully by now you have a good idea what a stakeholder is. And now, who do we want to contact? Go back to a little bit of the past slides. Our team of executives will want to research into each city council member and see which member will likely align with our goals. So that is going to be your homework for this week as well. You're going to have a little bit more than last week, and I apologize, but it's going to be a great activity for you guys. Okay, so please by next Monday, please do some research on city council members and see who will align with our goals. And right now we're going to what is a resolution? So I believe I may have a poll for this. Sorry, next one. So a resolution. A resolution deals with the matter of special or temporary characters. It is formally expressed the governing body opinion will adopt by a official vote and result in a separate document that goes beyond simply recording an action taken by the council in the minutes. Resolutions are confined to one subject and record official administrative actions not supported by the city charter or the court of ordinance. As well, resolution is not legally binding. So does anybody understand what I just read? It's okay if you don't, I totally understand. And you can say no in the chat, or you can say it out loud as well. So does anybody know what I just expressed? Just write a yes or a no. That's okay.
I
So
don't
if you
really
don't know
see
what
any
that means, that's
yeses.
totally
Yeah, I don't think we see any yeses, so it's okay, guys.
okay. So, and it might be a little complicated. It's more the legal definition of it. So, what it is, a resolution is the opinion of the people. So we have opinions. So we have our resolution that we want to get across. So what we do when I write a resolution, give it to a city council member, and then hopefully it can be approved. It's about opinions of us. Does that make sense? It's also not legally supported. So we wanted a awareness on cigarettes potentially being banned, or for the decrease of cigarettes, we cannot legally to stop selling on cigarette sales. Does that make sense? It's more of an idea or a city idea. So we're now going to go over a document together. So please review the document labeled to pass a city or town council resolution. It will be in the handouts. And if you can please download that PDF. I'll also be viewing it on my screen so you'll be able to see it. Very quickly, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. First off, you don't have to read. They were just one of the best documents they were able to find. The beginning talks about, I believe, on nuclear weapons, but you totally don't have to read that part. We're going to look at everything else starting from the top to the bottom. Okay. So to form a committee, the beginning part to have a resolution to form a committee, and that's what we have done. So you are the committee. Okay, so that's step one. We still need to write a resolution, and that'll be coming up in the future presentations. Okay. So find a champion and get to know your local city, know your council. So that we're doing at this moment for the presentation, find out your local city council members, stakeholders, anyone that can support us. Even the ones that may not be supported, at least we could can who we can. Okay. So as a champion is the one that will speak to the council members, send the emails, talk to the phone. That is what a champion is. I'm not sure how else. We might be every single person, and might be the person for each district, or for each city. I apologize. Okay, this is a little more. See the board admin, as I said earlier, or town council. Look at the list of members. Do you know anyone? We know a couple as well. And if you don't, that's what time we get to know them. Okay, so we're actually on step 3. Who think that important solution. So that's actually step that we're on. We keep going past that. We have step instruction 4. Review the wording resolution. We still have to write that as well. So we have to work with the sponsor, so kind of your sponsor in a way, because we're helping you write the resolutions out. Okay. Educate your neighbors. This is one big step you can make. You can educate your neighbors. So once we have the resolution, we have everything written out. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to anyone you know, your friends, your family members. Post it on social media. Whatever you can, educate your neighbor. It doesn't have to be your neighbor outside your house. It could be anybody in the community. One thing that I like is we'll draw a petition. I believe we should draw a petition for this. So we have more. So we are going to, when we speak to city council members, they could know that the city is behind us. It's not just us, maybe 20. It's actually the city or the town. Okay. What I believe in the last Monday seminar, we had about Facebook, social media. So Facebook, that's great. You can also write letters to editor of the newspaper as well. I'm not sure. I haven't read newspapers in a long time, so I'll inform myself about that as well. But the ones are great ideas as well. So mobilize for a public hearing. So we won't be needing to find out when your next council meeting will be held. So I would recommend one of our goals is to look at that as well. And then the rest is mobilize. That will be in the future. We have to get to be at the council meeting and to be reading a resolution so they can vote and pass our. And then last step is celebrating your victory. Okay. So those some of the steps to writing a resolution. Hopefully that brings a little more clarity. I know public policy may be new to you. Hopefully this does educate you a little bit as well. So you can be done looking at the slide, and I'm gonna go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. Quickly keep going. So instead of create a resolution, a quick recap. So you're gonna create an objective, which we already have. Committee, we have done as well. We got the committee. We are currently finding local leaders and stakeholders. To be a council meeting and as well as starting a petition. And we should sound great to you guys. So real quickly, I want to set up this poll very quickly. I'm going to launch this, a quick yes or no question. Have you ever read a good plea resolution? And if you never have, that's totally okay. I understand. I know it's not a TNA thing to do on your free time to let me read the resolution. Give it about 20 more seconds, about halfway there, 50% voted. Now we're about 60%, so we need about 40% of you guys to vote. If you guys please, I really appreciate it. Okay, we're at about 10 seconds already. And I'm gonna close the poll. So majority of you guys said no, and that's totally understandable. That's kind of what I expected, to be honest. So I believe in my teenage years, I don't think I ever read a resolution. That. All right, so now we're gonna go over the steps of how to write a resolution. So first you're gonna need a title. You're gonna provide the reader with the idea of the subject matter, and we'll want to make the title short and specific. And the title should be appear in all caps and a bold print font style. And the resolutions also have clauses. So a resolution will have two clauses, a preamble clause and an operator clause. And I will go over that in the next slide. So clause. Preamble clause, also called whereas clauses. Whereas clauses provide background information about the resolution to clarify its need and purpose. So basically, you want to tell what the resolution affect, what is the resolution about, what's the best way to accomplish the desired resolution. So I believe in the last presentation as well, where different ideas to combat our idea. Where will the resolution happen or occur, and why is it needed? Okay, and then we'll go over a little more to break that down for you, because I know that still might be a little confusing. Clause to continue, we have operator clause, also called the enacting clause. So the clauses state the specific action approved upon adopting the resolution. Enacting clause appear as be resolved, now therefore be resolved, be further resolved. This is the end of the resolution where they're making an initiative for the actual resolution. All right, if you can, please download the document called Zero Waste Solution. It just gives a brief example of a resolution, how to read it. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. I will also bring it up on my my webpage as well. Okay. So I wanted to go over this so you guys have a better idea of reading resolutions and how to write a resolution. Okay. I know maybe still a little complicated, maybe a little scary to write, but this is a resolution. So this one is based on establishing a zero waste goal for the city of Glendale, California. Okay. As I mentioned before, it has the word add clauses, as right here. And so they research. Let me get my little tool out so you guys see exactly what I'm marking. All right. So we have the word add clauses, right? Like I said in the past slides. So a resource management-based economy will create and sustain more productive and meaningful jobs. That is the reason for the resolution. This is one of the reasons behind it. They have more whereas clause through the application of data policies, program facilities, virtually all resources can be recovered. So all these whereas clauses in the resolution is the reasoning behind behind their cost. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let me scroll down. Oh, sorry, I'm still on the highlighter little function. Let me take that off so I can go down. Okay. Let me clear this off as well. There you go. So we'll skip down. This is all whereas clauses. I'm just giving brief description as well. This is the location, as I said in the last slide. Santa Cruz, San Luis Obispo, Marina del Norte. So all the information that I spoke about before, this were our clauses. And this is where it went to the city council. This is where they had the therefore clauses be resolved by the city council of Glendale. This is how they resolved it. The city council here adopted zero waste goal to 75% waste by 2020 and Curtis Congress of 162,000 tons per year and 90% waste diverted by 2030. So you see from here, the resolution was passed. Does that make sense? So hopefully this does give you a better clarification of how to write a resolution, how to read a resolution, and exactly how it is being approved. Okay, it's not really like a paragraph. This is where as clauses, and at the end, the city council will be resolved, not resolved. We sign it, adopted this day of the month and the year. Okay, this one, but it's still a group of a resolution. Okay, hopefully that was very helpful for you guys as well. I'm going to continue with the PowerPoint. Does anybody have any questions about the resolution that we just saw? I will give it a second or two so you guys can write in the questions if you do have a question about it. Don't believe we have any questions, so I'm going to continue. If you do, go ahead and write it in and we'll get back to it, okay? Sorry, I went backwards. I apologize. So we should be starting a petition. Two great ways, change.org or hand signatures. I know this day during COVID, hand signatures will probably not be the best way to do it for safety reasons. Let me go back. I apologize. Oh my God. Pretend you did not see the homework yet. Okay. So I believe our best option would be change.org. They're free to make, and we can make it for you guys, and you guys can distribute it. If that sounds great for you guys. Or does anybody want to take a lead for that? And if you want to take a lead, go ahead and write it in a little chat box, and we can assign it to you.
We could still definitely help you guys out if you want to take the lead, but
help you guys out.
if any of you guys want to, try something new, you can volunteer in the chat.
Yeah, and also looks very good on resumes. I think you're applying for on the petition for a resolution. Okay. So I have it, but again, it's up to you guys. Okay, so we're going to attending a meeting. So let me check real quick. Okay. Currently, some meetings are being held online, and majority of them are being held online or through a phone call, or both. So what I want you to do is attend the meeting. I want you to download the last meeting minutes. And secondly, what are minutes? Does anybody have an idea of that? And I have a poll for this as well. And I'm going to launch it and go ahead and just give your best everything minutes are. And if you're unsure, that's totally great as well. So we have 30% voted at the moment. Give it about maybe 20 more seconds. Go ahead and guess. Please go for it.
Hey, Miguel, this is Tallene here. Can you hear me pretty well?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, hi, everyone. This is Tallene. What I was wondering is a lot of you guys may join clubs in school like HOSA or jump clubs, and a lot of times you take these minutes. So that could be also a little hint on what minutes might be. And if you do join one of those clubs, feel free to let us know. That's really cool.
Yeah, it'll be amazing. Little points, you get to know each other. So if you could tell them more about yourself, that'll be amazing. It's been about a minute I had it open, so I'm going to close it in the next 5 seconds. So if you want to catch your last minute votes, please cast them. Okay. So I'm closing it, share it. 71% agreed it was detailed notes, 14% said the agenda, and 14% unsure. And that's totally great. So the majority of you guys got it right. For the ones that did not, that's totally fine because I know until I was informed. And I was like, what are minutes? But minutes are basically just detailed notes. Okay. They are similar to the agenda. So on the agenda, you actually write the notes on the agenda. And after you write the notes on the agenda, then you call the minutes. So if you click on the handouts very quickly, the one that says agenda, and this is the agenda for the Planning Commission of City of Riverside. And as you can see, there's nothing written on it. It is very just the agenda. And then I also have the minutes for the same agenda. And here are the minutes. So basically the minutes with just detailed notes. So there was no one, they wrote here, there was no request to speak about the communication from the audience. The constant calendar was unanimously approved as presented below, forming the actions appropriate to each item. And as you can see, it is not written, it is not on this agenda. Does that make sense? So that's all it is. Very simple, it's not too complicated, and just being informed of what minutes are. Okay. Sounds great. When we return to the PowerPoint. So this is your homework. Okay. Well, your multiple homework. I apologize. So you're gonna find a local city council meeting and attend one if possible. So if you are able to attend one, these are afternoons, about from 5 to 6, maybe 7. They are online, so if you guys can attend, if you can't attend the whole meeting, at least 10 for 30 minutes, that'd be really great. Okay. And please write some minutes to download the agenda. Write some minutes. So please send the minutes back to us by beginning of Monday, about afternoon of Monday. That'd be great. So before the next presentation. Okay. So we know who did go to the meetings and who they would take down minutes for that meeting. And that's actually the end of my slideshow. Does anybody have any questions?
Let me go ahead and open up the chat. So it looks like we have one person who is willing to take the lead for the petition, so that's great. We'll be contacting you. And another question from Irene is, does it have to be related to drug addiction problems?
For the meeting, no, it is not. It could be any meeting, and you could attend it. It's to get you guys used to being at a city council meeting, how they speak, the way they do the agenda as well.
Mm-hmm. And then another question from Grace is, where do we find city council meetings? So first you want to start off with searching off your city, and then they usually have a page dedicated to the city council. And then because most cities are different, some of them will post them right on the website, others you have to click on a link. So we can help you with that if you're not able to find them, but we recommend doing a little bit of research yourself. It should be fairly easy because they want people to attend and they want people to pay attention.
Yes, so if you see on my screen, I just typed in very quickly the Riverside City Council, and right on the page it says meeting agenda and videos. So you're able to go to meeting agenda and videos, and it should be able to go, there we go, and it'll pop up all the meetings they have. So it's very simple, you just type to go to, or for the school district you want to look at. Of course, you attend the city council meeting, you could attend the school board meeting as well, whatever you like. And you can see here, it is online. So view virtual meeting live webcast at engageriverside.com. Click the meeting details, download the agenda. You can write the agenda as well. And yes, so it's fairly simple. But again, if you have any questions, if you need help, reach out to us, and we'll be more than welcome to help you guys out.
Thank you, Miguel. It's really helpful.
I believe that was all the questions. I believe that is, and if I'm gonna give it another 3 minutes to see if anybody has any more questions before we end the presentation.
Another question in
Yeah,
the chat.
so once we start, yeah, so are we going to, the question is by Haran Lee, are we going to spread the petition on social media? Yes, that's a great way to spread the petition. President says it will be, most likely will be change.org. We can spread it social media. Okay, you post it on your Facebook, your Twitter, Instagram. I'm not sure what else social media you guys use these days, but any social media would be great. That you are able to post a link to it. Thank you very much for asking that question. Thank you very much for seeing, sorry, Sean, Utuk, as well as mispronouncing the petition as well. So hopefully today's presentation was helpful. Hopefully it did give some idea of what the question is. Recording of this it will be posted online.
Yeah, we'll be sending you guys the YouTube video link once it's posted.
Yes. Okay. You're very welcome. Okay. Well, I believe that is the end of our questions. Can you send us the presentation slides? Yes, we can. We can definitely send you the presentation slides. So
And
you get
then
to know.
also, yeah, and then also the handouts that were on this webinar. So just in case you weren't able to download them, the ones that Miguel showed, we can send you those 4 handouts as well.
Keep the questions coming. I really enjoy them. And you have any? It doesn't need a question about what we presented today. You have any concerns about anything else about this whole resolution or the topic? Go ahead and ask those questions. We'll give it to 140. If we don't get any more questions about 140, then we'll be ending the presentation. Give you guys 2 minutes to write. Okay. Are we going to presenting the resolution in each of our own city?
That's a good question. Yes, okay. So you can, especially now that it's online, it's become a lot easier. And if you take a look at the way that meetings are set up, they usually have a comment section, a public comment section at the beginning of each meeting. And that gives any citizen who wants to attend and be part of it 3 minutes that they can go ahead and speak a public comment. It could be regarding anything and they have to listen. So yeah, we're definitely recommending that you guys take a part of that. And obviously we will be there right beside you to help you along the way, make sure you're prepared. So it's not as scary as you think. And it's a great opportunity for you guys to get some experience in civic engagement. Another question is, do we write our own resolutions for each of our cities? So we're all going to be writing a resolution together and then sharing that resolution to different cities to see which ones will engage with us the most. So it's going to be a team effort.
And these are great questions. I'm very glad because I know you might be having some anxiety about this. So hopefully this can bring us help anxiety.
We even actually have interns at the college level who are working on this as well, and they're actually interested in helping you guys pass the resolution as well. So like I said, you definitely won't be on your own, and you'll have the support of other people as well to help you along this resolution process.
So don't be scared. We'll be with you throughout the whole way. So before we close out the meeting, just please look up your city council members, do some more some detailed research on them, to see what policy they're supporting, what ideas that they're supporting, and as well, if you're able to, please attend a city council meeting, or even a school board meeting. If you don't have time to attend the whole hour, if you could attend 20, 30 minutes, take some notes down, that'd be great. Okay, it's all to get you guys some more exposure to. I'm gonna wait in 2 more minutes. Just any more questions. And then seminar that we have, sorry, for the next presentation that we're presenting, please, if you can talk for that one, use your mic. We will really like that as well. And I'll give you a little more experience. I know you might be scared to talk at a city council, but if you're able to talk to us, that might help ease out your anxiety or your nervousness. You might have trouble. You might have issues with public speaking. This is a good way to develop those skills, because they are great skills you do develop if you ever for getting a job reviews. I highly recommend next session, if you guys are able to, please speak to the microphone, and that'll be very great. Okay. So it seems that we don't have any more questions. I really want to thank you guys for attending today, and please remember to register for the Monday's presentation as well, and we'll see you on Monday. Thank you very much for attending, and have a
Thank you, Miguel, and thank you everyone for joining.